Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dirt Grain Steel. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. It is now Friday. I decided to come to the shop and work on tractors, get some of this stuff done. So, I had a couple guys ask me if this pony motor was propane powered. And after finding out why they asked me if it was propane powered, I realized that they think it's propane powered because they think that this is a propane regulator. Well, it's not actually a propane regulator. It is a safety valve for the gas for the pony motor. What it does, and to my knowledge, there are no propane powered pony motors. I've never seen one. Doesn't mean there can't be one, but I've never personally seen one. So what this valve does is, when the pony motor starts to crank over, it creates oil pressure. That oil pressure runs up this copper line and comes into this valve. The oil pressure opens up this valve and allows gas to flow into the carburetor of the pony. So what you do is, when you want to start your pony, in the dash of the tractor, this rod sticks through. Threads in, this rod goes into here and comes out the dash of the tractor. When you want to put gas to the pony, you turn this on, gas flows out of the little, I think it's like maybe a 2-quart tank that hangs on the pony motor door in the sheet metal of the tractor. Gas flows from there into this valve, into the safety valve. As soon as you start cranking the pony motor over, the pony motor creates oil pressure, opens up this valve, and allows gas to enter the carburetor on the pony. So basically, it's a safety. If there is no oil pressure at the pony motor, that does not open. The pony motor doesn't get any gas. It won't run. So it's just a safety deal. It saves the pony motor. Another nice thing is, a couple guys asked me why you guys didn't convert this tractor to electric start. Well, for one thing, it's a nostalgia thing. Dad and I like pony motors. Dad grew up with pony motors. We wanted to keep this a pony motor tractor. The nice thing about a pony motor is they will start when it's super cold out. It's easier to start this little gas engine than it is to start that big diesel. Beautiful thing about a pony motor is it also circulates the water from the big diesel. So get this pony motor started, put it on half throttle, which is considered warm-up position. You put it in half throttle. There, I'll show you the throttle levers here in a second in the dash of the tractor. You leave it run for 35-40 minutes. It'll circulate the water in the big diesel, and it'll warm it up and get that big diesel, get the cylinders expanded a little bit, and make it turn over easier. It also, another nice thing it does, is the exhaust comes out of this port, right here, comes out of this port, goes through this exhaust tube and into the intake of the tractor. So it's warming up the intake of this tractor. So when this big diesel does turn over, it's going to be breathing hot air right away. And on a 0-degree day, that's going to be huge for this motor. It's really going to help it start. And also, we don't have them in the tractor right now, but there's the other water line right next to this, and it flows in right here. So it's circulating water through the block, through the head, the whole time that pony's running. And if you can get that water in that pony up to 100 degrees circulating through this big block, that's going to make a huge difference when it's 0 degrees out of starting this tractor. So there's a huge benefit really to still running a pony motor in these tractors, because that means this tractor can sit outside in the back 40 all night long, 0 degrees. Don't have to have an extension cord in sight for a block heater. You go back there in the morning, you start that pony, go back up to the house, get you some coffee, come back out, pull the clutch for the pony motor, for the transmission on the pony motor, pull the compression release, get the big diesel, turn it over, give it its compression, and it'll start. So I feel like it's a cool thing to leave a pony motor on a tractor. unless you want to plug them in with a block heater and all that stuff. But just kind of it's a really cool design. And to my knowledge, I think Caterpillar and John Deere here in America are about the only ones that had pony motors. Now overseas, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's another tractor or big diesel engine somewhere that still runs a pony or ran a pony motor. But to my knowledge, Cat and John Deere were about the only one in the United States that I've ever seen to have a pony motor. So the pony motor transmission, when you pull on this, it basically, there you go. So when you pull on this, I don't want to pull it off the table, it moves that gear out, just like a starter. When that gear moves out, it engages into the flywheel of the tractor and turns the tractor over. You do that with this lever right here. This lever right here is your compression release. So what you do, you pull your compression release and you pull your clutch at the same time. That relieves the compression out of the cylinders in the big diesel and also engages the pony motor transmission to turn in the flywheel, starting the big motor. Once you get it turning over, you push the compression release back forward, and that gives the motor compression again, and it'll start. So let's come over here on this side of the tractor. I'm going to work on putting the water pump back in this today, and then I'm going to work on the MC till Dad gets back. So if you come in here, these right here are your controls for your pony motor. This is your choke, and this is your run and start. When you bring it over to there, if you can get it to stay there, that's half throttle, and that's what you use to warm up. This is basically idle, and this is wide open. This is what notch you want it in when you're trying to turn a big diesel over. What else can I show you? Push button. I think that one was for the pony start. But something else I was going to show you here. I don't remember. But so that's just a little theory on how the pony motor works. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on getting, until Dad gets back, I'm going to work on getting the water pump put back in, and then I want to try to get this pony set back in there today. And once I get the pony set back in, I can put the air breather back up here where it belongs. I got to get that put back on, but I don't want to put that on until I get the pony motor set back in where it belongs, because when we chain it up here, I don't want it hitting my air breather. So anyways, if you like this episode of Dirt Grain Steel, give me a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. That's a little bit of theory on how the pony motor works. I don't have the book out here. I would give you specs on how hard it runs, because it runs, oh man, it's got to be, what I think it say, like 3,500 RPMs is wide open on it. And it is a square motor, so the bore and stroke are the same. So it's kind of got a unique sound to it. The ours had a 2-cylinder pony, and then when they started with the 70, 720, and 730 all had the 4 cylinders, the V4s. I've been around an R. I know it sounds totally different than one of these V4 motors, but I've never worked on an R pony motor. But and I think, oh yeah, the 80 had the 4-cylinder, and the 820 and 830 also had the 4-cylinder. So just a little history on them. But if anybody knows of any other engine that had a pony motor in it, let me know. I'm kind of curious. Like I know that the Cats, I think the Cats actually had a Briggs & Stratton. I want to say they were built by Briggs & Stratton. Now the John Deere, I think John Deere built their pony motors all on their own. They're not outsourced by anybody. They were built in the John Deere factory by John Deere. I'd like to get one someday and tear it apart just to see what's inside of it. We do have a transmission tore apart here. And this is what the internals of the transmission look like. That's what's in there. There's just a cavity here that holds a pint of oil. This and this right here. Well, it's kind of from being all rusty like it was. This right here has rollers that go in it. I don't see them in the box. I don't know what Dad did with them. But this has rollers in here. And what it does is it's a safety clutch. So if the big diesel were to start and run backwards for some reason, this makes sure that it unlocks and runs the other direction so that the big diesel doesn't accidentally start, run backwards, and destroy the pony motor that's trying to run forwards. So that's what's inside of a pony transmission right there. So anyways, if you like this episode of Dirt Grain Steel, give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.